This is the video that I wish I had in front of me when I was 19. Today I'm going to be talking about the best apps to have on your phone to have in your 20s. Hopefully this is coming across somebody that is 19, young, 18, and you haven't caught the bug of feeling like you're going to be the next Wolf of Wall Street trader. I mean, there are some guys and girls that go out and make a lot of money trading, but I never did it. I tried it. Lots of people try it. In fact, 90% of people that end up trading lose as AI continues to get better and better, and people with more money and more access to information get their hands on more agentic type tools. My guess is that more people are going to start losing on trading than 90%, pushing 95 in most cases. But without further ado, today I wanted to talk a little bit about what apps to have on your phone, and how to kind of set things up so that by the time you hit 30, 28, 29, or 30, my age range, you have a nice nest egg to kind of go into the next stage of your life, your 30s, in a good spot. This video also serves for an older audience. If you are starting late to the game, it is never too late to start investing. I'm just speaking from experience about what I wish I had when I was 19 years old and the guidance that I would have had from somebody that wasn't too much older than I am. The biggest thing that I think that's important for you to understand as a young individual, having these apps and automating things, especially when you don't understand something, is so important. The barrier to entry at this point is extremely low. All you have to do is just go on the App Store and download the application, link your bank account, and start setting it up. You could literally do it today. Most people have this fear when it comes to investing, like, I don't know what I need, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what to invest into, whatever your excuse, I don't have enough money, whatever the case is, I promise you, it's just an excuse, and you do have the ability to start today, even if you don't know what you're doing. My suggestion, always in life, whenever you have a fearful moment, an emotional moment, where you're scared to do something because of lack of knowledge, my suggestion is to always do it and then learn as you fail, learn as you go. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares more about something until they have actual skin in the game. If you make the investment of $10 a week or $5 a week, whatever the number is that's comfortable, I promise you, you will start to care about understanding what's going on and what's happening, especially if you're not used to it. A handful of applications that I believe that just, again, I'm focusing on individuals to make it as simple as possible for you so that you can start today and not have any issues, right? These apps make it super easy, so there's really nothing to worry about. App number one that I suggest is Acorns. I love this app. It is absolutely incredible. Some really neat features in terms of rounding up your recent purchases. So if you spent $1.99, it would take that 1 penny, round it up to $2, and invest the penny for you. That's a very cool feature, but it's like a micro investing application that you can start with as little as $5 a week. They pick the investments that you are going to be investing into. So based off of your willingness for risk, they have like core portfolios that you can kind of choose from once you actually get into the application. They'll allocate a specific amount of your investment into each basket. Each basket is investing into either large companies, medium-sized companies, small companies, bonds, and international markets, right? So, and then you have the option to kind of have a mini exposure to cryptocurrencies if you chose to do so. My suggestion is, especially if you're young and early, go for aggressive. It is your time to get ahead of the market. Make the investments into the larger cap companies that will have higher returns so that when you're 30, 10 years from that time point of when you're actually starting, you'll experience the most growth. There's absolutely no reason, unless you're getting ready to retire and really want stability in your life, to have like more exposure to bonds or a less aggressive portfolio, especially as a young person. There are two types of accounts that you can open up with Acorns on their bronze tier. It's either a traditional brokerage, that is personally what I suggest here, because that is money that you can take out at any point without any penalties, or you can start a traditional IRA. A traditional IRA is basically, I'm taking my post-tax dollars, so money that I get paid that hits my account after I get taxed from the government before it even hits my account, and then I invest that. There are tax advantages to investing in a traditional IRA, but again, like, if you come across hard times or just really need the money in any way, shape, or form, if you're going to be taking out of a traditional IRA, there is a 10% penalty. So my suggestion is to just stick with the regular brokerage and start today. The number 2 app that I suggest having is SoFi. SoFi is not a investment app for me. It is a high yield savings account for me. I mean, at the end of the day, it is an all-in-one finance app. You can invest, you can bank, you can get a checking account, can get loans. You can kind of do the whole 9 with SoFi. But personally, I just use it for the high yield savings account. What I suggest doing in your 20s as early as possible is with a lot of these direct deposit platforms that a lot of these companies use, that whatever your job is at that time, you can set up allocation percentages for specific bank accounts. So if you can afford it, 5-10% of your weekly paycheck, bi-weekly paycheck just can automatically go into a savings account so that you are building a little bit of a nest egg for, rainy day if something bad happens, if you have some medical expense, or if you want to save up for a down payment. Highly suggest at least having 3 to 6 months of a savings account in your SoFi high yield savings account. We don't suggest keeping that 3 to 6 month of savings in a standard banking checking account. What is actually happening on the back end, right? If you're banking with Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, some of these larger banks, they actually don't give interest on the deposits sitting in your account. So what that means is if the rate of inflation, I know this is like a lot of finance jargon that's going on, but these might be terms that you've heard of, or if you haven't, let me know in the comments and I'm happy to explain. If the rate of inflation is sitting at a constant 3%, 2%, or whatever the Fed is trying to set it at, but your bank, for keeping your money inside of your account, is only paying you 0.1%, so 0.1%, versus the 3% that is coming away, that is losing value over time from inflation, then that's a losing spread. What you need to do is have money in your checking account. Yes, absolutely. Firmly believe that. But you also need to have money saved in an account that is earning interest for you so that you can maybe beat inflation slightly or at least counterbalance the loss of purchasing power over that time period. Having a savings account, having 3 to 6 months of savings in your bank is like a huge relief, honestly. It does take effort. It does take time. I'm not asking you. I understand that a lot of people are going through a lot of different hardships and have different varying incomes, but it is so crucial. If you have to scratch, claw, fight to be able to have a savings, it is a game changer. What I will say about investing and saving at a young age, it is very tempting to just be frivolous with money and just think that, it'll come back, and be nihilistic and be like, the world's ending, why save, da-da-da-da-da. You can have those mentalities, right? But I just think it's a little bit of a lazy way of walking through life. It's easy to live that way. It's easy to be oblivious to money. It's easy to buy into all the negative drama that's going on in the world and be like, woe is me, da-da-da-da. What's hard and what is admirable is learning this stuff and sticking with it over time. Because your future self will thank you for taking these steps, doing the work that you started at a young age. I wish that when I was 19, that I would have had somebody, again, my age or relatively young, that was sitting there telling me, yo, Cam, do this, and just don't think about it. Just set it and forget it. Your life will be, you'll thank me. Instead of trying to trade the next cryptocurrency, buy the next meme coin, do all this jargon, you can just secure your financial future. And in this world, that is worth its weight in gold. Number 3 that I suggest here, it's 2 apps that I actually suggest. This is probably when you're getting towards the advanced territory, in my personal opinion. Suggest getting Acorns first, then SoFi, working with those 2, and then graduating to these next 2 apps. Next 2 apps that I'm going to suggest are Robinhood or Fidelity, or a just traditional brokerage account. I like Robinhood and I like Fidelity for their own purposes. Lots of people obviously use them. So Robinhood, for those of you that don't know, is just simple, clean. It's really great for beginners. It offers options, stocks, and cryptocurrencies all in one platform. Again, I don't necessarily recommend that you get into that if you are trying to grow wealth over time periods. Just again, set it, forget it, increase your dollar cost averages, and continue to follow the steps. What I would suggest that is for is if obviously you're a trader or you're just looking for something simple to have it all in one platform, Robinhood is a great choice. Now, Fidelity is a little bit more of a traditional brokerage app. It is trusted. It has better research tools and more retirement accounts that you can have access to. Typically, if you have a company-sponsored 401k or a company-sponsored Roth or whatever the case is, they'll use Fidelity, they'll use Schwab, they'll use one of those two traditional brokerages. My personal, like the generational fund that I spoke about in my last video, and my 401k are both in Fidelity. Love it. Really have no qualms with it. Can be a little bit of an eyesore at times in terms of usability, but it's something you get used to over time. To recap, again, Acorns first. Set up the habit of getting into investing, then start the SoFi. Get into a high yield savings account. You don't have to use SoFi. If you want to use SoFi, that's the one that I use. I love it. It's super nice, super easy. Then as you graduate from that, you go into things like Robinhood, or the application that I'm going to be talking about is getting exposure to crypto through a crypto exchange. There are two main ones that I use and that I have used over the last like 8 or 9 years that I've been in crypto. It's either going to be Coinbase or Kraken. I know this industry very well. Cryptocurrency has a very bad rep, but cryptocurrency is the future. Blockchain technology is the future, period. There's no arguing that. You can't sit here and tell me anything other than that. It is the future. You won't change my mind. If you don't believe in crypto and you don't want to be a part of that, like that's one thing. But if you are crypto interested, my suggestion is very simple. You should not be buying meme coins. I think it's very easy to get sucked up into this idea of people going on the internet and chasing the next meme coin. The suggestion is be careful with who you get information from. I invest my money in cryptocurrencies. I focus on the majors. The Bitcoins, the Ethereum, Solana, sometimes Chainlink. Delve into altcoins that are outside of those major layer ones on things like decentralized AI. Gambling into alternative layer ones, something like Hyperliquid. You have to do your research about this space and really understand like what the actual value of the token is before just aping into something and betting on something to make a 100x. The tried and true method of making money in cryptocurrencies is staying consistent, dollar cost averaging, and holding over a long period of time. And if you hold things that are majors and infrastructure plays, you will be 30 years old and be golden. Right? I can tell you the losing side is far more common. It's not a fun place to be in. So if I were to go back to my younger self and tell myself like how to actually approach cryptocurrencies and how to have a sobering mind, again, like 10 years ago when I was your age, cryptocurrencies were like just now becoming a thing, right? Like I vividly remember walking around my college campus, seeing Bitcoin on the screen in 2017, being like, what is that? I've heard that before, researching it and then diving into it. And it was $14,000. Then it progressively crashed to $2,000 and then rode all the way up to whatever it was on the future. And like history kind of just played on, right? So all around, hope this was helpful. I know I kind of rambled on certain aspects of it. Quick note, again, what not to do here in your 20s. Don't just spread too thin across all apps. Focus on a couple, let it build, and then move on to the next thing. Don't chase every coin, every stock, everything that you see on the internet, because you will end up biting the bullet. You're not smarter than the guy who does this for a living or who has been doing it for 20, 30 years. You might be able to be lucky and catch something. That's great. Everybody has that, but you won't consistently beat them. Just stick to the method, tried and true, dollar cost average, increase over time as you make more money. Keep it simple. There's no need to make anything complex. Again, I hope this was helpful. If at all you are interested in moving forward with investing, all the links to all the applications that I had are going to be in the description below. Those are affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of a spiff when you click them, and it does help the channel. It shows that I add value in some way, shape, or form. So I'd love to see you guys use my links. Without further ado, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe for more content and watch me document the things that I talk about in my life. But if you didn't, let me know, leave me a comment, give me some feedback. Would love to hear it. So catch you guys on the next video. Peace.